love. This love when I wanna get another one, I go take and do waiting I love. Waiting you love, oh. No be waiting I love, oh. Waiting I love, I go do what with all my heart, oh. Go no be vodka. Mr. Money Changer. But when I know I know the ways that Mr. I want to the year with people they love. Want to get a shakeleti love. This love when I wanna get another one, I go take and do waiting I love. Waiting you love, oh. No be waiting I love, oh. Waiting I love, I go do what with all my heart, oh. Go no be vodka. Mr. Money Changer. But when I know the ways that Mr. I want to the year with people they love. Want to get a shakeleti love. This love when I wanna get another one, I go take and do waiting I love. Waiting you love, oh. No be waiting I love, oh. Waiting I love, I go do what with all my heart, oh. Go no be vodka. Mr. Money Changer. But when I know the ways that Mr. I want to the year with people they love. Want to get a shakeleti love. This love when I wanna get another one, I go take and do waiting I love. Waiting you love, oh. No be waiting I love, oh. Waiting I love, I go do what with all my heart, oh. Go no be vodka. Mr. Money Changer. But when I know the ways that Mr. I want to the year with people they love. Want to get a shakeleti love. This love when I wanna get another one, I go take and do waiting I love. Waiting you love, oh. No be waiting I love, oh. Waiting I love, I go do what with all my heart, oh. Go no be vodka. Mr. Money Changer. But when I know the ways that Mr. I want to the year with people they love. Want to get a shakeleti love. This love when I wanna get another one, I go take and do waiting I love. Waiting you love, oh. No be waiting I love, oh.
Good afternoon to you once again. The name is Kofi Asante Impari or Fifi Asante Impari. Welcome to the Touch on the News. And this afternoon, I'm going to be the host. I'm going to take you through the nitty-gritty of what is happening in Ghana with regards to our education. There is something that is being launched called the Smart School Project. Is it really a smart school? We're going to have a look into it. Please, if you're here this afternoon with us, share the video, tag others, ask others to come and watch it. And then let's do this together. Before I start, let me actually, sorry, bear with me. My phone is still making noise here. That phone should be quiet. We're in business this afternoon. Before I start, let me give this announcement out. K&K show will be live on Thursday, same time, 1 p.m. from 1 to quarter past 2, K&K show. So please take note and make a date with us on the K&K show, Thursday, 1 p.m. Please don't miss it. All right, diarize it and then join us. It will be myself and Kwame Owusu Echa, and it will be one of the greatest shows that we've ever had together. So get ready for it. Get ready for it.
Yeah, Suzuza. Arise for Ghana, operation of the land, forward and seek your future, development our goal, from vision to victory, the NDC shall lead, democracy. our strength in unity. From vision to victory, NDC shall lead. Stable democracy, Ghana, our strength in unity. Ejo bana Victory is our land. Victory is our land. JJ is a winner. Ghana, of the drop of the land, when and secure future, people love our God, from vision to victory, the NDC shall lead. Stable democracy, Ghana, our strength in unity. From vision to victory, the NDC shall lead. Stable democracy, Ghana, our strength in unity. From vision to victory, the NDC shall lead. Stable democracy.
Good afternoon once again, and welcome to the Touch on the News. The name is Fifi Asante Impari, or Kofi Asante Impari. This afternoon, our affiliate, Benjamin Wayomama, and his team are picking us live in Ghana and being broadcasted all over Ghana. So credit to Benjamin Wayomama and the team. We really appreciate you. Thank you for the great things that you're doing for us. Touch on the News is being brought to you by Hit Africa TV, which is an NDC UK and Ireland television station, and NDC UK and Ireland Comms Bureau is the one bringing this news to you this afternoon. As I said earlier this afternoon, we're going to have a look at the new Smart School project, which is being launched by the current government, the NPP government, and the current educational minister. Is it worth the money being spent? Is it gimmick? We're going to have a look into it, and we're going to actually dissect it and talk about it and see whether there are any weakness in that project. If there are, then we are definitely going to punch holes into those loopholes or weaknesses. So please stay with me whilst we do this in an hour and 15 minutes. Thank you.
All right.
Oh, mommy, mama. Oh, mama.
The introduction of Ayalolo bus services, comfortable USB ports, Wi-Fi, and has scheduled departures. Buy your Ayalolo e-card obtainable at the point of sales locations. Alternatively, you can also contact any of the mobile payment agents along the route. Ayalolo buses currently run 3 services on the Nsawam Road corridor. The 3 services are Amasaman to Tudu, Ofanko to Tudu, Achimota to Tudu. Once an Ayalolo bus arrives at a stop, the driver activates the exit door, allowing passengers to alight. Then the entry doors are activated, allowing new passengers to get on board. The bus is equipped with 2 validators, entry and exit validators for onboard validation of e-cards. Ayalolo, what is?
There'll be a home working team. I know, I'm dear Bruna, one more thing. Or boarding.
You see,
Yandro Ghana flag. Na Yankara. Ghana flag, you know, it's a color sign. He mean draw star no. I'm first star in sha. Ghana flag na so pe it's a color sign. The Ghana flag have 4 colors. Green, red, yellow, and the black star. And I don't know why yellow. Should me green or working? Should me green or working? Madame so piano. And it should me green or working, it should me green. Ghana flag now run walk drop Papa Chrome, Cambodia for flag, send to Afghanistan for flag, and what drop to us in green. Ghana flag, what Afghanistan, Cambodia for flag. Ghana flag, should me red, should me yellow, should me green. Red, yellow, yellow. So people need okay. Yellow, red. And I'm green, green. You're riding uncle. And the brats. One in Bampa, na Mitabua. My yaw raddy. Now the bosom way bedroom me. Would you way bedroom me? Ghana flag and I may a best rocker. Book me Catamania met me a drone. Met me a drone. What's he as he and drum a Ghana flag? Oh, Jaza Mabo, Minima do it. Oh, boy, Memoria, go visit Clestado, mammy. Clestado, mammy, Pambo, and mammy, Chan the Banadia. Oh, Jaza, I will check Clestado, I didn't put in a Clestado. Cousin Fimicano.
Pardon me. We've just watched a video there, and you might be thinking that it's a comedy, but this is actually happening on the ground. These are the issues confronting our education. It's not a level playing field. So why will anybody, education minister or a government, then decide to actually start a project that will actually bring so much gap between the education in the rural areas and then the education in the city? We are going to have a look into it this afternoon. The name is Fifi Asante Impari. Thank you, Benjamin Wayumama and the team. I can see you guys are projecting us beautifully here, and I can see the numbers. Your numbers are not showing right on our screen, but I can see your numbers from a different device, and I really appreciate it. It's amazing. Thank you. I have a mass team member, Delta One, thank you for all the preparation, the assistance into this job. He's shaking his head. He just shook his head there. So thank you, Delta Man. And yeah, I appreciate you. It's only me who can see Delta One. He disappeared. I'm not bringing you on. Don't worry. I'm not bringing you on. He's disappeared. So Delta One is our Max team member who does a lot of the background work, help us with our broadcast, the videos and what have you before I come on live. Also, I can see Razak Aziko. Hey, he said, watching you live. Thank you, Razak. Good afternoon to you. I hope you're well. Please, let's share, let's tag, let's tell a friend to tell a friend, they say. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I'm going to try and do this program afternoon, this afternoon program, pardon me, with a combination of P and English. So there will be P kakra, English kakra, Mofanchemi, because we need to be able to touch every corner of Ghana. Those who don't understand English could then pick up the P part and then run with it. Okay. Into we medin Fifi Asante Impari, Anakofi Asante Impari, Mabamo Fie, Mabamo Kemu, Mabamu Jumem, depending baby no maba mo tablet so mo laptops so mo computer so it is say a kwanya wo fa so a wo di hwe mi bia no say eye wo phone so mabaso ba mabaso ne nkoma me no ba bi di ewie yi ane say aban Endra Akufo-Addo ne MPP aban edi dwumadie bi ebaye almost friend the smart school project. So woka smart school project na opese o kire se yesuku a sana na ye kono tete no ye beto ya na ye kono no omde omo sesa no sisi ankola no omo yusu book biem omo yusu chalk biem omo ntro etise sana na teacher ni begina ho a yesi otro na chalk ni kra kono ni ni ade no ompese omo sesa no no mo ye no ne abrochire so no mo ye ni bi ye the projector ene ba be kira de na nkola no su kitekito mo computer na so mo laptop and mo tablet na o ma eje adwuma wo so na ye ba hwe se ya sempa na se mechanic say ya obi ti ba bi no hu a obeka se oh enye se ya sempa trodo na so asese ye hwe se o man ye du na ye du sa empempenso na nti awie adwuma me ba di eno no nti mpacho wa baka no mo a nya mesre so obeye ni se bomodin a na frɛ unua bi na unua bi nso mfro bi efenso sa wo video no hwa ase so a there is a like button and I will be who button bi a ne nsa no why ni say I say yeah giving me a thumbs up and button back nso obi say e koma fita a kokko ewo ho e pa cho bomodin a click the like and the love button for me. That is all I'm asking from every one of you this afternoon. I'm not asking much. Share, tag someone, and then just like the video. It's as simple as that. Answer na mefi asieno. Me kaya bro kumuzu say omo so adwumadie ase ewia Benjamin Wayo mama so wo ono no waso ya ase ewo Ghana or transmiti akọ Ghana mfana nyina mehwe ni screen ni wa ha nti no utimu se or project ama Ghana obia nya bia eden obia anya bia hwe nti mpacho Benjamin Wayo mama nso medamase mo nyire mo ho na nya me nhira mo ne adwuma pa mo nso mo ye edi aboaye na mesaka bibi nso se adwumadi a medi bro ya me di ho chia me awie eye NDC UK and Ireland chapter ND bro and NDC and UK and Ireland communication yatu needing the comms bureau inso na this star adwumadie inso bro nti omo nso yenyere ye ho na support bi e de be mo omo no yen support omo no ntimi mfa adwumadie se bebre embra yen akwan mu. Before I will start, I'm going to play a video. Maybe both video there, a education minister no and drag to Medina Mudi and Hubi. Yentin and Numuasem, Yetin and Numasem we are. Namenso, Niame Wakano, Namenso Maka, Yasikakum, Yajino Okoku, and Num, intimate because our video. So, thank you.
Computer that may need repair. We are setting up a 24-hour call center to resolve all consumer issues, including complaints from our students who are going to use these devices. The future of our education system is what we are witnessing today. A live participation from our schools across the country, the first of its kind at this Ministry of Education. The future is here. We are actually embarked on an agenda for the transformation of Ghana. The future of Ghana couldn't be brighter than what we are seeing. We are on a trajectory to a great future. And I can assure you, under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, a foundation has been laid. We are building on it. The future is here today. Ghana will be a great participant in the 4th Industrial Revolution. We will win. And the winning begins from today. Education changes the fortunes of countries. No country has transformed itself without improving its education system. We have begun something that 10 years, 20 years from now, the world will talk about. The world will come and see Ghana, see the innovation that brought about the transformation. Historians, Mr. President, will be kind to you. You have done the impossible in the COVID era. I did an interview with a reporter. Talk about all the things that we have done.
Thank you and welcome back once again. Let me say Yeti, Education Minister, Honorable Edichim, Honum, Okasabi Bre, Obibekase, in Semwa Okekayano, Nina, a Tasumana, yes, a bit tasum, a binsun tasum, Ti, a near Baba Beshe, na Yatrechin, and a simple. Tiandra, Momianko Yasamson, Yanka, Yendi and Como. Bear me 1 second. Answer me a best and main check out the view quickly. Thank you. I'm there. Super. NT Andra, Education Minister, Edichum, ne Yankasa, First Gentleman of the Land, President Akufo-Addo, ne Bawumia, ne MPP, Mpenifoni Nyina, Ekolanche, almost say the Smart School Project. Now, medical church, what they meant by the Smart School Project, almost say, Siciano, near textbooks, a big go and color laptops, ne omo computers, so omo textbooks, to say near school, no, okofa textbooks, no library, and I'll talk and answer what a school premises are would to be edition at the end, almost the same. Into almost the same. One person ye be to say butchery. Okay, yeah, per se here. Now, in Siwa Smart School Project, and also says, Sukua dance and not it in your school, no son and a danity, and you see it ting. Now, ya bosso near the door to any tree. If you are done at one side, now windows were or blackboard boom, now teacher about and chalks, then teacher in a kunya shenchen, the table shenchen, no atanase, then the wawuni. Oh, sorry, I know what the end their bike crano. Almost Debbie, she said, Ghana, ye tremuho. Na near Cecilia, almost person me and say, teacher in the bar or trim projector, near Transigo. Then ya projected textbook no, because when so teacher you will be. And yes, answer and your projector crampona. Mukita mo tablets, no be mo laptops, na teacher in this one a laptop, then the tablet. Into no so baba share. Not on the munina your lesson or not on tablet national, you can type up your notes and there is what is called a section that you could keep your notes. And they mentioned something which I like it, and then they mean doing so. Say yeah, no correct, yeah, I like it. Almost say you can access the tablets, the notes, the content of it, and even the video content of it offline or online. And if that is true, then it's a good thing. Because my question was going to be, doom so yeah, mobile and college bege then no ma charge sa tablets no ma so you can access it. Oh, you joking. I'm so sorry. Something took over my system straight away. I'm sorry. Luckily, I didn't lose anything. 1 second, let me disconnect it. Luckily, I did not lose anything at all. Yeah, I'm back. Data one. Can you hear me clearly, please? Thank you, super. Super, thank you. I'm back. My apologies. Something happened, and I'm back. I'm back. Yeah. So on Baba Beshe, no my sa in Yamano. From then in Sono, there is also BC 100 smart schools. Na smart school no person much say. Saturday sa school this time. School no mean jindi se mo video ha me the bachelor on besin ti sana the modern abroad school send you see no the modern western schools no you see is built in a way that is self energy generated with either energy panels or solar systems and what have you. That is how they're going to build these schools, and then they make sure they will have all their labs, everything in it. If that is the way forward, yes, I am a great believer of the environment that children will study in. If we can have such a great environment to educate children, the environment alone can prepare the mind of the children for them to excel. So I'm a great believer in that. Okay. Having said that, problem I want to say, is this feasible? Is this financially feasible for the country? Also, let's look at the gap between the schools in our rural areas. Ebi eco school ewo Induase. Ebi eco school ewo school danya in Frama Bokret mi bugu. So recently we saw one somewhere up north or Savannah region where the children were in the school, and the whole it was one of these clay school put together. The walls then just caved in. They had to go and pull children from underneath this rubbles. So I think personally, I like what they've launched, but I think we are not there yet as a country. As Ghanaians, I don't think we are there yet. The country is not there yet. First of all, we should have looked at the deficit in our education system in terms of standard. If you look at the schools in the city and the schools in the villages, the rural areas, and then begin to breach that deficit, let's begin to work towards a better facility, a better pitch, a better water, places of convenience, what have you, because we still have children study under very bad conditions. But Yanyesa, suddenly we addition now smart school projects in the city. And this smart school, Ashanti region, the 100 smart schools, all right? Ashanti region is going to have, to my calculation, I think about 4 or 5, roughly 5. Greater region is going to have about 6 or 7. Eastern region is going to have about 3 or 4. And then the Bono Ahafo ahead about 2 or 3. And then the rest of the region, Northern Volta region is having 2. Ho, and I think somewhere else that was mentioned. And the rest is just 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 scattered across the region. When you do this, okay, it's similar to what the British had in the past, called the what is the name? Called the grammar schools. Because in the past, the British set up a very fine school similar to prep school, which they call them the grammar school. And then children who went to this grammar school were children that you will find normally in universities like Cambridge and Oxford and Bath and Warwick and St. Andrews, and you see the high rated universities. Why? Because the attention was given to them more than the other children across the country. And what it did was that it made the gap in education so wide. So wide. And people spoke against it. So over time, they decided they're not going to build any more grammar schools. And I think some of the grammar schools were even what they did, or they closed them down. There are still a few grammar schools around. But it doesn't help. What this NPP government is doing is, the education in the city, any education in the rural areas, no, instead of improving the rural areas, they will have the facilities. Look, the difference between a brochure, a kra, we have villages here. They call it the countryside. We have villages here. But the difference between the villages in a brochure, which is classified as the countryside, and the villages in Ghana is the villages in a brochure have all the amenities. They have the sports centers, they have the hospital, they have the schools, same like the cities will have. Any facility that is required, they have it. Why? Because the government has sat down and realized, say, they have to make sure it's level up. The facilities with regards to the basic hospitals, education, what have you, it's level up, same as the city. Even they have a transport system there. The buses might not run regularly, like it will run in a big city like London or Birmingham or what have you, but they do have a transport system there. So those people in the rural areas have been catered for. But we are jumping, leaving them behind and creating something which, yes, is good, but we are not there yet. We are not there yet. So what we tend to do is you are going to have people in the rural areas who are saying, look, it's better we move to the city because of education, because of maybe facilities. And when you do that, you then end up having the city so choked. That is why Accra is so choked. When you take Accra out, other cities are so choked. Because people think that is where the action is. That is where the better facilities are. For that reason, they also want to come there and enjoy the facilities over there. So I think, say, what they've started, yes, it's not bad, but we are not there yet. I think they've gotten it wrong. I personally think they've gotten it wrong to do with timing, because they should have focused to bridge the gap in the rural areas, make sure the buildings are there, the education facilities are set up properly, there are no more schools under trees, children there have great sports complex and what have you, to make sure, say, they are also having good teachers, even teachers. There are some of these villages or rural areas you send teachers that they don't want to go because of transportation and what have you. Sometimes even where they will rent to live, it's not there. So they have to create these facilities in these areas and ensure that even people within that areas can even educate themselves, and some of them become teachers. Rather than say, your best starting project, me feel say, you yet to say brochure, but a brochure crampono entesa. I'm going to make a simple comparisons to see what happens in the serious jurisdiction. A brochure entesa. A brochure, the government does not go about dishing out tablets and laptop to students. It doesn't happen. All my children were born here. All my children have been educated here. So I know what I'm talking about. I'm speaking from experience. The only time tablets and computers were given to them was during COVID. And even that was given to them with codes. When you finish at the end of COVID, those computers and laptops will be taken back. If you have 2, 3, 4 computers at home, it was means tested. They won't give you one because you have access to them. So the children are okay to use what is at home. But the government didn't want a situation whereby the children who do not have them will then lag behind. So they provided them with some. They provided them with some. That was the only time. When you come to this serious jurisdiction, especially Britain, where I live, let me stay within Britain. The only children who have tablets and computers and work from it, as where their school textbooks and everything is on, is children in prep school. What I mean by prep school is what we call in Ghana preparatory school. When children are in independent preparatory schools, then what the school does is some of the schools uses iPads that all their textbooks and everything is loaded on, so they work from their iPads. And I know that for sure. But it's not government-funded schools. The government doesn't do that because the government even knows they do not have the money to do that. It's not financially feasible. It's not for them. So you look at a country like Ghana, then you ask yourself, why will a government who's just run to the IMF, a government who is actually bankrupt as we speak, and I use the word bankrupt because they've stopped paying their debtors. They stopped paying them. They stopped paying them. A government who is struggling to ensure, Inyama Bibri will be done properly in Ghana, want to embark on another project that will cost the country so much money, rather than looking at how to actually bridge the gap in our education between the rural areas and that everybody will understand you. Personally, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm not going to lie to you. It does not make sense to me. I don't understand it. Maybe they will be able to tell us and explain things to our understanding. But everything that Edichim spoke about, the future is here. The government is on a different trajectory to a great future. Fourth industrial revolution is starting here in Ghana, and we will be part of it because the first we were not part of it. The second we enjoyed it, we were not part of it. The third we are seeing it, enjoying it. We haven't been part of it, or we were not part of it. But the fourth, Ghana or the government want us to be part of it. All these things are great things that you are saying, but sometimes show bottom. Now, sena uko dwemu a wato enam a ufi say you can afford that. Wait me there and wine. You need to check your pocket first. You don't quickly run to a market where you see people buying a number of grand on the board in Ghana. A number of grand on the board in Ghana. Somebody should tap it out to me. When you see people buying Akwebi, I know Akwebi is expensive in Ghana. But you know, you cannot afford Akwebi, or the money that you have. If you buy Akwebi, you can't buy any other ingredient. But because people are buying Akwebi, also say a na Akwebi na be now biti, instead of buying maybe in Sasawa and move on. And this has been the issue with Ghana. Everything we try to copy from the West, we get it wrong. We get it wrong. The West have done everything possible to make sure they bridge the gap between the education in the rural areas and the education in the city. They have not actually beefed up the education in the city and given those children tablets and computers and left the rural areas behind. They haven't done that. They have not done that. If you multiply the number of students that we have across the nation, ask yourself, will the government afford to give every single one a laptop. No, at the moment, obviously, no, they're going to stick to the smart schools. But when you do that, you are giving some children an advantage over others. When you do that, then the education is not a level playing field. Because what you will end up doing is people from or children from disadvantaged background are going to lag behind even more. Instead of helping children from disadvantaged background to try and bridge the gap and for them to feel that they are also part of the education, they are part of the advancement, they are part of things that are happening. You haven't done that. Personally, I think it needs rethinking. It needs rethinking. Yeah. Me baba bo video bi ama ma ha de. Answer na me bo video no. Me be loading it quick na ma bo. Na ma kire mo ade. One thing the government is also lost the plot on. They've lost the plot on say a crowd team a come womb. A crowd team a come womb. Yemfa tofe e man kola entuetu ankola no say monje tofe na mundi na mu de munsi abonte. People are hungry because in Crawford just out of in kola ni sem edi. Have they thought about say tablets ni laptops number be chama san kolei? The children will be going to and fro from school, commuting with these gadgets, and people are hungry on the street. These children are going to be target of thieves. They are going to be targets. There are going to be a lot of attacks. People are going to attack these children and take these tablets and these laptops off them. And believe you me, if we tax the Ghana police from the very day you share tablets, man, 1 year, if they can just have the data on how many SHS children going to these smart schools with this smart school project, giving tablets and laptops, how many of them have been attacked and their tablets and laptops taken away from them because people are hungry, and for that reason, they need those tablets and laptops just to go and sell them or convert them into something to make money out of them. You go and check. Sometimes I don't understand how our governments and government systems work. If it is just the schools, I can understand it. I can understand it. And if it is just the schools and building ICT centers within the schools so the children have access to computers when they are at school and they can use it during their break time, their leisure time, we have a massive computer room where every child can go and play with it. You can introduce similar in the villages as well. And to me, that will sit well with me and will sit well with a lot of people who are criticizing and this very policy. But this is not what it is. It's been given to the children. Some of them are going to go missing. They're going to get broken. They're going to be stolen. You name it. You name it. Personally, I don't have issue to do with the classrooms, the new classroom, which they call it the STEM schools that they are building. I don't have an issue with it. It's a great thing. If the NDC comes, let's carry on. Let's build more STEM schools. Let's do that because it will provide a great environment for the children to study. And I will encourage that, and I love that. Personally, I'm against the tablets and the laptops. Makes those computers rather available in the schools. In the schools. ICT centers. In the schools. Not to be given to them, going home and coming. Going home and coming. And not for us to leave the children in the villages behind. We should not do it. We should not do that. The whole of Kofodia is going to have one STEM school. So it's the only children who goes to that school have access to the tablets and what have you. Every single parent would like their children to go to that school. Every parent. You see, and in the way we post these children as well during our posting, you see the corruption that you guys are going to create again. How people are going to be very corrupt. You need to pay a certain amount before your child could even go into that school. So there are issues with this education minister, MPP, Inyama Omodia Bay. There are issues with it. And we need to look at these issues critically. Maybe both video, the answer both video. No mama me power in shame. Once I load that video for all of us to actually watch it. I have 14 minutes. I'll finish very, very soon. So please, if you are here, can you please tag somebody? Can you please ensure that you share the video for us as well and like the video? Thank you. Let's quickly play this and I will load this on.
Would you wear bedroom me? Ghana flag in a mere best worker. Book me Catamania Metunia Drono. Metunia Drono. What's the yes and drama Ghana flag? It'll be a homeworking thing. I know, Madame, grown up. One more thing. Or boarding. You see, Yandro Ghana flag. Nayankara. Ghana flag, you know, it's a color. He mean draw stand. I'm standing sharp. Ghana flag na so pe colors ahe. The Ghana flag have 4 colors. Green. Red.
Access to education in the community is becoming a challenge due to the inadequate number of classrooms. This 3-unit classroom block was constructed by the Sunyani Central Rotary Club. However, with the increasing number of children in the community, the classrooms became inadequate. The community members organized themselves to put up this temporary 3-classroom block. The structure is in a dilapidated state and is not conducive for teaching and learning. During a visit to Abanswe, it was observed that most children who were supposed to be in school were seen loitering. The Odikro of Abanswe, Solomon Kofi Jase, has been speaking on the challenge of classrooms with City News.
School down there, how they be? Mobile, someone who's here. Ensure to assembly. Ensure Muna person can Kofi. Yabona.
So this is something very, very short for everybody to see what is really happening. Compare the school, whether I should call it school, I don't even know what I should call it. Compare the video that I just played and compare how much money is being invested in tablets and STEM schools. Then you ask yourself, wow, the gap is too huge. Teacher not you no, see in so to I think coffee. So in so during rainy season, every day we are in so for 1 week, children then sit at home for 1 week in the villages, while the children in the city are going to school. I didn't think why don't we rather have a look at that, pay attention to that, and resolve that rather than trying to create a headlines. I don't get it. Personally, I don't understand it. I do not understand it. Nia yepese ye biano ye kopia. In theory, it sounds so great. In practical or implementation, we implement it wrongly. Nia yayene basani aseno. We've done it over and over and over again. This is the reason why the country does not move forward, because we don't set the right foundation. And if you don't set the right foundation, oh yeah, I must say, when we were trying to introduce free SHS, we did it any means tested. And she said, a parent even have money, they don't have to pay. The government said nobody have to pay. We take everything on. Even in the West, where free education is practiced, they don't do it that way. The teaching will be free. It doesn't involve boarding house. If your parents earn enough money, your food has to be provided by your parents, or they have to pay for it. For you to even have the same food that the children in that school have, you have to pay for it as a parent. Why? Because the government knows I cannot take all the problem on my shoulder. No government can do that. No government. It doesn't happen here. It doesn't happen anywhere else apart from Ghana. Why do we do things without thinking through properly, seeking for help, but rather we do it for doing it sake, and then for people to, or for a party to have a big headlines. NDC, during their tenure, John Dramani Mohammed's tenure, gave us so many laptops to these children. So many laptops were given to SHS children. So many. Today, ask me those laptops that were given to them, where are those laptops? Have we thought of how we will replenish these laptops? Do we have budget for it? Because some of these will go old, it will slow down. Some of them, the screen will go, it will get damaged. Do we have the money to keep replenishing the laptops? How does it work? Do they have access tracking, where when a child finishes SHS, the laptop is then given back to the school for it to be given to somebody else? How does it work? How does it work? There are so many things. There are so many questions that we need to ask this government and the education minister. So many questions. Or is there when it's given to you, it's your asset for life? You take it with you. Look, as a country, my advice to many of you in Pennyfono will be, when we are doing something, we shouldn't do it because we want attention. We shouldn't do it because we just want to do it for the sake of gimmick, for us to catch that big headlines. But rather, we should do it because we want to provide a sustainable service. What we've just done yesterday is not sustainable. I don't think it's sustainable. And many people will tell you it's not sustainable. As emerging economy, where majority of our informal sector and a running economy, unless we will keep going to IMF every now and then to go and get the money to come and then plug the money into such things, instead of us using the money to build a future for a country, take our time, progressively build things that will last long, and then as they last long, get the foundation right, we will then build on those things moving forward. Moving forward. It's sad, personally, when I see things like this. So this afternoon, touch on the news, I decided I will actually touch on these issues. And I believe I've been able to make my point very clear. The difference between the Western and the difference between the rural areas, which is our villages, and we need to get it right. We need to try and bridge the gap. We need to get it right. If we keep doing things without getting it right, somebody else will come, a different government will come, and that government will say the foundations were not good. And once the foundations were not good, it wasn't set on a solid foundation. We have to dismantle everything and then reset it again. And then what? It takes us back to the starting point again, to start all over again. So all the money initially invested in it, that money goes to waste. We cannot keep doing this to ourselves as a country. And that is one of the reasons I thought, touch on the news this afternoon, I will speak about the Smart School Project. Because the Smart School Project is not so smart, unfortunately. It's not so smart. They should have gone back, done a proper feasibility, think through it, and then deliver a project that works for every Ghanaian. It doesn't depend on where you live, where you were born, what kind of village that you come from, what kind of background that you. It shouldn't be like that. Now, what we've done is we've created a greener pasture for children in the city. And even in the city, not all of them. It's only selected few who will have the opportunity to gain access to these STEM schools. Only selected few. We are not doing ourselves any good, Ghanaians and Ghana leaders. We are not doing ourselves any good at all. If we keep doing that, we are not doing ourselves any good at all. Any good at all. I personally think they have to go back, rethink it, and let's do it again. Let's listen to the Education Minister once again, and then I'll bring the show to an end. Thank you.
Computer that may need repair. We are setting up a 24-hour call center to resolve all consumer issues, including complaints from our students who are going to use these devices. The future of our education system is what we are witnessing today. A live participation from our schools across the country. The first of its kind at this Ministry of Education. The future is here. We are actually embarked on an agenda for the transformation of Ghana. The future of Ghana couldn't be brighter than what we are seeing. We are on a trajectory to a great future. And I can assure you, under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, a foundation has been laid. We are building on it. The future is here today. Ghana will be a great participant in the fourth industrial revolution. We will win. And the winning begins from today. Education changes the fortunes of countries. No country has transformed itself without improving its education system. We have begun something that 10 years, 20 years from now, the world will talk about. The world will come and see Ghana, see the innovation that brought about the transformation. Historians, Mr. President, will be kind to you. You have done the impossible in the COVID era. I did an interview with a reporter. Talk about all the things that we have.
It's amazing, isn't it? He said the future couldn't be brighter than what we can see. And another part that he said that it actually made me giggle was he said, Mr. President, historians will be kind to you. Really? Mr. President, historians will be kind to you. Look, these NPP crop of people and rhetorics, they think it's all about words. Now, it's more about action, resolve. Because more kasa, at the end of it, we don't see the result. We don't see the result. Historians, Mr. President, will be kind to you. Really? Really? The future is here. The future. We all want the future to be here. We won't want the future of Ghana to be brighter. But let's get the foundations right. To me, that is my point. Let's get the foundation right. Look, there is a statement that the Education Minister, Honorable Edichun, made that I love it. I love that statement because what he did was he sold the NDC and John Dramani Mahama 24-hour economy policy. Now, yaka almost any policy, no. He sold it for us. Edichun said that there will be 24-hour call centers. 24-hour call centers. Thank you, Edichun. The 24-hour call centers, these people are going to get paid to man the call centers 24 hours, 7 days a week. Isn't it the same thing we've been talking about the 24-hour economy, whereby our high street banks will have call centers in the night, whilst customers can call in if they have issue. Other companies will have call centers. Manning these call centers will be staff who would then paid. When they are paid, it provides them as an employment, and then it gives the government also, it helps the government in its local revenue mobilization. Isn't exactly what we've said over the years and years and years, and you people have tried to dent or punch holes into the 24-hour economy? And today, the very people who are denting holes in the 24-hour economy, launching their smart school project, now comes and tell us that there will be call centers that will run 24 hours, round the clock, 24 hours, 7 days a week, just fixing issues and complaints with regards to tablets and school projects and school homeworks and school notes. Isn't it interesting? Yes, you'll be in power. Wasamna or Sawasa no nepa. Because the idea came from the NDC, the 24-hour economy, into almost no chia omopa. Today they've launched a smart school project. For that reason, the 24-hour now is okay for them to use it. In that statement. It's funny, isn't it? It's very, very funny. Let me leave you with this. The 24-hour economy is going to be induced, and it will be induced based on projects like what Edichun himself has started, because he's going to set up a 24-hour call center. In other sectors, we'll also have 24-hour call centers. Construction, 24-hour, it will be done. Around the clock, industries that can do and work within 24 hours will do that. So the 24-hour economy is here to stay. Yes, we get it, and we understand that the free SHS is here to stay. So is the 24-hour economy is here to stay. One, whilst I'm leaving you, I'm going to also leave you with a message that coming 7th December 2024, get yourself ready. Let's vote this crop of people out. They've run out of ideas. They don't speak about economy anymore. They don't speak about how they will improve the economy that we have. It's been left stagnant. They've destroyed everything around us. The only thing they've made good is their pockets, because their pockets are filled and they're laughing to their various banks where their monies have been kept. Some of them are even laughing to their bedrooms because the money are kept under the bed. Let's kick them out. Let's vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC back into power. We will pick up the pieces where they've left it. And we will build a better Ghana that works for all Ghanaians, but not for selected few. God bless you all. I'll leave you in peace. And on Thursday, actually tomorrow is Wednesday. Tomorrow, Wednesday, 9:15 to 10 a.m., 9:15 in the morning till 10. I will be on the Rainbow Radio. So please, you can join me. Those of you who tune into Rainbow Radio, you can join me there. And on Thursday, I will join my brother Owusu Echan on K&K Show. Whilst I'm leaving you, let me leave you with a K&K montage to know what is happening on Thursday. And there, na Joaka, or say Jesus, for what domino, bra, na fabe domaye. And yes, sir, or bonsam, ebi, insa, ebe kanye. Thank you, and God bless you all. The name has always been Kofi Asante Mpare or Fifi Asante Mpare. God bless you until we meet again on Thursday.
Hey